Great. Okay, hi everyone. So welcome to an intimate look at awareness, session 3, Am I My Emotions? So tonight we'll deep dive into emotional awareness. But before that, let me actually, oops. Oh, signed out, that's why. Okay, give me a moment. I got signed out of the account. Let me try to access the app. So okay, technology. Just now we just tested it and it worked. Right now it's not coming out. Give me a moment. Okay. Verification. Let me just copy this code. Quick one. In the meantime, welcome to the third session of an intimate look at awareness. We'll begin with a short check-in, okay, just to see where you are from. So I've invited all participants. If your browser allows for it, you can actually access Mentimeter in the app, in the Zoom app. If not, you can simply go to menti.com and type in this code. So it's just for us to see where you're from. Okay, we have, see if I can zoom in. Okay, I can't zoom in, never mind. Okay, let's see, United States, Singapore. Ideally, when we have a lot of people we don't know, we can see where everyone else is from. Okay. Oh, which part is this? Because it's so small, I can't really see. Anyone knows? Okay, only 4 people managed to get in. 5. Just give it a little bit more time. There'll be another question that will be our main check-in question before we begin this session. If you're not able to use the app in Zoom, you can actually use another device and go to menti.com and type in this code. Yeah, this is Philippines. How can I not know? And where is this? In the middle of the ocean? On one of the islands, I suppose. Anyone knows where this is?
It might be me. I tried to press Singapore or Indonesia, but I missed very far.
It was me. For fun.
So it's over in the middle of nowhere as usual.
That Lemuria.
Okay, great. All right, so anyway, this is just to see, ideally when we have a lot of members from the public, then we can see where everyone else is from. But that's okay. Let's move on to our main check-in question, which is, how was your week? Okay, three questions. Just how was your week? You can consider what were some key incidents. Write down one key incident that happened. What did you think? And how did you feel when that happened? Okay, we'll just give about for you to type out the responses. You can be honest because it's anonymous. Nobody will know who you are. By the way, is it a different code or is it still the same? It should be the same. Yeah. Okay. All right. Retired from work this week, felt free, but maybe unmoored a little. Understandable. I felt frustrated as someone at work. Felt how hard it was to pull myself out of that natural reaction. All right. That's very relatable. Certainly relatable for most of us. Well, I'm glad your week has been great. Productive, good bonding activities. By the way, for this person, the question is, how was your week? What is one key incident? What did you think? How did you feel? Okay, challenging, and that's how I'm going. Great. Okay, as the answers continue coming in, so we can see that there is irritation, frustration, there is happiness. There's probably some anxiety here when you feel that the work is, your week has been challenging, and that's how you've been growing. Or, you felt peaceful, at ease, some aversion here towards events that might happen in the near future. Wow, this is, who is this? So lucky. I played a lot of Uno, ate a lot of popcorn, thoughts are calm, inspired but tired. Okay, that's great. That's great. So some of you had a great week. Some of us had a challenging week. That's all right. You can see that there are various emotions. Okay, depressed and tired. An array of emotions. But one thing is sure, they will pass, and next week could be different, and so on and so forth. These emotions will just keep coming and going. Okay, let me stop share here. Thank you all for your responses. Okay. Okay, so we have seen that we've just briefly reflected on the past week and how we felt. Now, what are emotions? So, according to the American Psychological Association, an emotion is a complex reaction pattern involving experimental, behavioral, and physiological elements. And emotions are basically how we deal with matters or situations we find personally significant. So, emotions are accompanied by physical sensations in general, okay? And they can be changes in salivation, and heart rate, tension, pain, and various other sensations. They can also just be a dull, generalized sensation, such as a drooping feeling, or general restlessness, which plagues our modern society. So for many of us, there's an undercurrent of general restlessness. Okay, sorry. Okay. Do you see the Mentimeter app popping out over? No, not for you. Okay, it's popping up for me. Never mind, as long as it's not for you. Okay, so emotions can be triggered by experience or memory, but essentially emotions can be defined as the body's reaction to thoughts or the body's reaction to the mind. So, for instance, if I'm waiting for the bus in the morning and I waited for 10 full minutes, which is very long in Singapore, for a bus during the morning peak hour. So I waited for 10 full minutes and I start thinking about how the bus drivers are always so irresponsible. They know that there's going to be congestion, and they time after time, again and again, they continue to let their service lapse and all that. You're going to start to feel irritated, frustrated, or if you are going to think about how you are going to be late and you know, it's going to reflect badly on you, you're going to be anxious about it. But if, on the other hand, if we're just looking at it as, I just need to come up, just need to wake up earlier and leave house earlier, that's all. And if I don't, the consequence is I may be late. So if I worry about being late, it's not going to make it faster. I could have just get a Grab. If there's something I can do about it, such as just getting a Grab, that's fine as well. I can just do it. So if I think this way, likely I'm just going to be at ease and, just make it a point to be earlier tomorrow. And if I don't, then joke's on me. So there's no need for irritation, emotions, and all that. Or another example would be when we have too much work, right? I think this is something that plagues our modern life. For many of us, work has been, there's just endless tasks to complete. And depending on your job, if your job is one of the top 10 most stressful jobs, for example, teaching in Singapore, so you're likely going to think, there's unlimited number of things to do, and you're going to be rather tense. There's going to be some stress because there are deadlines and you don't get a break. So it's in teaching, it's either very intense work that requires many micro decisions within every minute versus normal work, such as sitting at your desk. So there's really almost no break. So if we're going to think, I have to do this, I have to do that, and you're going to worry about it, you're going to feel stressed. But if we see it as it is, like for example, if I think, this is my choice, I chose to take up this job, being fully aware of the implications and the whole job scope. So I'm aware of it. This is my passion and I find meaning in it. So I chose this. If I don't want to continue, I can always quit my job and find something else and live a simpler life. So if we think of it this way, we're going to be calm. So emotions, if we realize, this definition works pretty well. They seem to be the body's reaction to thoughts, to what we're thinking about a situation. So now we move on to asking the question, because asking the question, who am I? Because, sorry, before that, forgot about this image. So this, if you look at it, okay, just 10 seconds. How many of you think it's familiar? This situation where you're trying to read a book and you're distracted. Probably not among us because we're all very mindful people here, right? But for students, the youth nowadays, this is a real problem. The attention span has become very short due to mass distraction. But really, this is what I call generalized emotions. For example, this is a typical example of general restlessness. So there's always this current of restlessness, this undercurrent of restlessness that just there waiting to come out, spring forth. And it is this general sense of boredom, unease, like discontentment with what is happening, this restlessness that you just can't focus. And this is something that plagues modern society. So this is also in a way, it's also an emotion. In a way, it's also a sort of generalized emotion that's there. So this is also something that we would like to explore. But before delving into emotional awareness, let's consider the question, who am I? And for this, let's see whether I can stop share and try again. Okay, so you can answer this question, who do you think you are? Because our session today is, am I my emotions? So who do you think you are? Okay, you can join, if you're able to use it within Zoom, then you can just type in your answers. If not, if you have another device handy right now on hand, you can just go to menti.com and type in this code. Oh, where is it working? Because nobody, okay, it's working. All right, because nobody seems to be in yet, so. Okay, spiritual being having a physical experience. It's a good thing that this phrase has become cliche. It shows how far society has progressed. I don't think that I'm anything, our personality is empty. I'm the sun behind the clouds. How poetic. So you're the sun when I suppose it means that we're eternally shining, eternally glorious, eternally happy, and whatever happens cannot really cloud your light. I am me, I just am. Great, I'm a fragment of the divine, struggling to be conscious of my own existence within my lower bodies. Okay, very good theosophical answer. I'm trying to find it. It's also great as well. Okay, just 1 minute for you to type out your response. I would like to be the sun as well. I'm existence, I am a spark of the universe. Okay, very beautiful answers. We basically agree that we are the immortal self, the immortal spirit, whatever words we use. So, okay, all right. Thank you for your responses. I'm the soul expressing in a personality. Okay, great. All right, thank you for your responses right now. So, okay, most of us agree that we are the spiritual self. Okay, we are the divine spark, spiritual being. Okay, great. That's really great. Except we do feel this way. Okay, we do feel this way, except when these things happen. You hit reply all by mistake, or you send a wrong email, you send it to the whole company instead, should be personal, then you're like, oh my goodness, and anxious and all that. What do I do? Or you didn't charge your phone and you need to use it for an important event, you need to take photos. Okay, or you're tagged in a Facebook pic with the with other woman. I suppose this other woman is the one that your partner is being cheeky with, or being unnecessarily close with. Okay, or forgot to sign out of Instagram Messenger before giving an important presentation. So all the embarrassing texts, or any situation that really, really embarrasses us. We really feel tense, and we feel that we wish to, hide in a hole. So Well, we are. We feel that we are an immortal spirit living in a human body, except when things happen, right? Then we stop being immortal spirits, right? We start to be affected by small little things. Or when your Shopee parcel, your parcel that arrived is missing an item. How frustrating, right? Or when someone someone who is just tiresome says the same thing that triggers you time after time and again. And yeah, suddenly we're no longer immortal spirits. Suddenly we are just our emotions. So who am I? Now, our thoughts can deceive us. Our thoughts can tell us, okay, what we believe, we think we believe, okay? But our emotions often reveal what we truly think. So we may think we're immortal selves, but when things happen, we obviously do not think that. So emotions reveal who we really believe we are. Or if there's a situation, for instance, we are upset or offended by someone. We think, no, I'm not angry. I'm all right. I'm all right. This is where when there's a contradiction between what we think and how we feel, then you can be sure that the thought is the lie and the emotion is the truth. So when you're telling yourself, no, I'm not angry. I'm just doing it just because, it's the right thing to do. It's not because I'm angry at you. But you're really feeling your heart is beating faster and your hands are shaking, then the emotion is the truth. So we are really angry. Okay. So emotions reveal the truth of our state of mind and what we really think, especially and what we really experience as ourselves. We may believe that we are immortal sparks of the divine, whatever it is, or I hope, sun behind the clouds. But when things happen, suddenly we become this small, we become our emotions. We're just caught up in our emotions and affected by them. Okay, so our real sense of who we are determines what effectively matters to us. What we say or believe may not be true. So, yeah, as I mentioned, we have beliefs, but when we're offended by something we read or watched, or by our own thoughts about a situation, or when say if we are good people, we made a mistake at work and we beat ourselves up about it because we have inconvenienced others. That's when we lose our inner peace. So basically what happens to us has the power, what matters to us has the power to upset and disturb us. So we can use this as a gauge to determine what we really believe and our own experience of our true selves. So if small things disturb us, that is exactly how small we think we are, because something is much more important to us now than the inner peace that we believe was all we wanted. Suddenly, we're no longer the immortal spirit. We are effectively our emotions, and our words and actions are determined by our emotions. So while these emotions last, we seem to be them. We may say we are the correct answer is we are not our emotions, because if we can feel our emotions, if there is an observer of the emotions, then we are not our emotions. But effectively, while they last, we seem to be our emotions. So I'm the spiritual self and I only want peace and enlightenment, okay? But I still feel irritated when the bus does not arrive on time, when it rains and I forgot to bring my umbrella, oh no! Or when I'm late for ritual and I am shut I'm going to be shut out of the lodge because Brandon starts ritual on time and locks the door on time. So we rush and rush and rush and feel all panicky. So suddenly we're not the spiritual self anymore, and we no longer want peace and enlightenment. That's no longer important to us. So does that sound familiar? Okay. Yeah, I think it does for most of us. So who am I? Okay, again, thoughts can deceive us, but emotions reveal what we really think. So, one exercise that I'd like to share with you is that of facing facts to help us dissociate from, because remember, our emotions are the body's reaction to the mind, to our thoughts. So if we can look at our thoughts for what they are and see facts as they are, then technically our emotions will no longer trouble us as much. So the next time we are upset, anxious, fearful, or sad about something, try to see that our happiness is not due to the situation, but our thoughts about it. So let's say someone says that we are such a terrible person. So someone says you're terrible, someone says you're incompetent, someone criticizes you, you think this is unfair, I've done so much, and clearly I do things faster and more efficient than you. How can you say that to me? That is just so unfair. You're just being, all that, and we become unhappy about it. But if we see the situation as it is, it's just simply someone having such a reaction to you and saying such words to you, then it is just what it is. You can't change someone else's words. So then it doesn't concern you. You are only concerned about what you do and how well you do, and whether you do put in your best in everything you do. Or when, let's say, you have no more money in your bank account, if you say that you are ruined, okay, that's it. My life is screwed. This is terrible. How can I end up in this situation again? Why am I bankrupt again? Okay, so that is a story. I am ruined is a story, and it prevents us from taking effective action. But the fact that I have only $100 in my bank account, that is a fact. So we want to separate facts from the story that our minds cook up about these facts. So there's always plain fact, and there's always the story that we make up about it. So try to see the link between our thoughts and our emotions. And rather than being our thoughts and emotions, try to be the awareness behind them. Just watch them for what they are. So facing facts helps us accept our lives as it is. And then a space may open up for us to for something new to come through. And of course, so be aware of the thoughts that you're thinking, separate them from the situation, which is always as it is. There is the situation or the fact, and there's thoughts about it. So stay with the facts. And of course, on top of accepting, or besides accepting the situation as it is, we can always simply be grateful for life. For instance, by the way, this is satire. So it is the use of humor or irony to expose a ridiculous situation. It's not being serious, okay? So, mommy, I'm thirsty and hungry. I'm pretty sure I'm missing one of my limbs. Oh, geez, can you please stop whining for like 2 minutes? Every day in America, millions of people are mildly offended by something they saw on the internet, okay? Or sometimes they see an episode on their favorite TV show which they don't 100% like. And the service they get from the waiter can be like really slow sometimes. So be grateful, that you're not like them. Again, the satire. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I saw Clover freezing and I thought my connection froze up. Thank you, Clover, for keeping your camera on, even though you're eating, so that I can know that my connection is up. Okay, first world problems, right? So you So you'll be grateful for the life that you have. You hear? Mommy, I think I've just lost another limb. Thank God you never had your name spelled wrong on a Starbucks cup. Is Marlene here? Just as Willie's name was spelled wrongly as well. And okay, maybe I shouldn't say it. Our friend was really uh, unhappy about it. Okay, never mind. So first world problems, right? So, okay, and of course we can all relate to this, especially those of us who are going to Switzerland and Northern this coming June holidays. Okay, kind of for the third holiday, all my children are dead. So first world problems, I think yeah, one of us had to really work really hard just to be able to afford the Switzerland and Northern trip. So yeah, we can simply be grateful for what we have. And so facing facts as they are, being grateful for what we have, these just helps us take a step back from our emotions and allows something deeper to come through, something deeper to be just observant of what it is, what's there. But of course, when we meditate, especially if you have done the meditation of the first session by Christine, and then the Yoga of Light by Francis last week, you will notice, okay, or if you have been meditating, you'll notice that if you have strong emotions during the day, you will not be able to concentrate as well, because these emotions will always come up. You're going to be thinking about the work that you forgot to do, that you still have to do for tomorrow. You're going to be dwelling on those things that cause you to be emotional during the day, that frustrating incident, that the person who angered you, that depressing situation, whatever it is, you're going to think about it, and your mind's going to turn round and round, over and over when you're trying to meditate. So that's why we need to process our emotions. But of course, this is not the time and place for teaching that. I would just like to introduce you to a course in self-transformation. So this is a course that you can take, but of course you can also buy this book. Okay, the process of self-transformation. They include proven approaches for eliminating fear, resentment, worry, depression, and the stress of daily living to help us deepen our spiritual practice, our meditation. So you'll find that there's a plateau, or there's a roadblock, there's an obstacle that you can't go beyond, and that would be your strong emotions. Unprocessed emotions, fears, push buttons. And so using awareness, using specific techniques of awareness, you can process these emotions and then be able to deal with them, because some emotions are very strong. Some addictions, push buttons can be so strong that people can no longer take a step back. So when we have such, we will need emotional processing, okay? And how to handle our conditioning, how to communicate effectively, because otherwise problems will continue coming again and again because we can't communicate effectively with others. So there are a lot of negative emotions, unpleasant ones, and when they are very strong, whether fear, anger, hurt, dejection, aversion, okay, when they're really strong, they will come up again and again, and we want to be able to meditate and deepen our meditation beyond a certain point. And so that is for strong emotions and push buttons, okay? Highly recommend that you buy this book, okay? The process of self-transformation, okay? So strong emotions aside, strong addictions and push buttons aside, we can, with awareness, with meditation, basic meditation, we can go beyond our emotions. We can transcend our emotions. So perhaps the body, okay, this is the body, and then the thoughts and emotions affect the body. So thoughts affect, your body will react to the thoughts that you have, and there'll be emotions. So everything happens sort of, well, as an analogy, everything happens within the sphere. But beyond it, much bigger than it, is this space of awareness. So in meditation, you'll find this space opening up. And when this space becomes habitual, when you have emotions coming up, you find that there is space. So you no longer react. You still feel the emotions, but you respond, and you are beyond these emotions. It's as though the emotions is just a small part of you. Instead of being possessed by your emotions, such as previously when you're just all emotions, no awareness, you're just going to react. Someone shouts at you and you're going to be like, nonsense, you're just going to shout back, or you're just going to defend yourself. Okay, so that's when when you have no awareness and you're just caught up in your thoughts. But when this space opens up, when we're aware of this space of consciousness, then there's something greater. Okay, and beyond that, of course, for the purpose of meditation, as explored in A Yoga of Light, is transpersonal awareness, which we'll not delve into. So tonight's meditation will be on the spacious present. Okay, so, oops. Okay, we'll be trying to just be aware of this state. It's called the spacious present because we are in the present moment, and there's this sense of spaciousness. And when it deepens, there's this sense of vastness, this peace that opens up. So to be present is to let go of resisting or desiring to control life, which is the first step to awakening. And it is also to let go of the belief that we are dependent on what happens for happiness. So you notice that some of us may have been upset, some of us may have been happy, but one thing is sure, it's not going to last. The emotions are not going to last. That is the only thing that is sure. So whatever happens is the most unstable thing in the universe, for it changes constantly. So our emotions are also the most unstable thing. So when we let go of this belief, when we let go of trying to escape from our emotions, trying to repress them, trying to be peaceful, we are trying to look to what happens, trying to look to external things for happiness and peace, we no longer see the moment as lacking in something that should have happened but did not, or marred by something that happened but shouldn't have. So when we're not feeling our emotions, when we're not feeding our emotions with our chattering mind, we're able to enjoy the simple things in life, such as just a walk home, observing trees and birds, the clouds in the sky, becomes extraordinarily peaceful. It's just all the stresses at work, all the things at work, they're just non-existent. They may be there, you still know you have to do certain things, but they no longer affect you, and you're just at peace with the present moment. And without the perpetual commentator in our heads on overdrive, the present moment unfolds beautifully, just the way it is. So this spacious present is something we like to experience through this meditation. And so through this guided meditation, there will be an introduction, just some focus on the breath. There's body scanning, as we did a body scanning on during the first session. Okay, we're not going to have detailed instructions on that. So we'll just say, scan the body from head to toe. So as you scan the body, simply scan the body, be aware of each body part sequentially. So head all the way down, all the way to your toes, and to be aware of any tension. So you will stop, you'll be aware of a certain body part, for example, the shoulders. And as you breathe in, be aware of tension. As you breathe out, just loosen and relax that part. And then when it's fully relaxed, move on to the next part. And if you find that there are certain body parts that are holding very strong, such as the shoulder, press and need that, or you can tense it up, very strongly and breathe in and let go when you breathe out. So whatever works for you. When there's strong tension being held in certain body parts, you may need physical exercises, whatever they are, to loosen them up. So these parts, you may complement your body scanning with certain exercises or whatever suits you. The purpose of this body scanning is to be aware of the body as it is, to be aware, to relax, to loosen each body part so that we can start to observe the mind and enter the spacious presence. And then we'll conclude. So, let me stop here. Okay, without further ado, let me share the slide. Sit comfortably. Ensure that your head are held upright, your shoulders relaxed. If you need to, you may want to roll the shoulders up towards the ears and down, making any slight adjustments you need. Let's begin 3 deep abdominal breaths. Inhale deeply through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhaling deeply, filling the lungs, expanding the chest and abdomen. And exhale. Inhale deep and full. And exhale. Allowing to rest. Breathe naturally. And start to bring your awareness to the sensation of your body sitting. Feeling what it's like to have your glutes on the surface beneath you. The weight of your hands on your thighs. Contact your body is making with it and the ground. Simply sit. Feel and observe as the breath starts to slow down. Simply rest your awareness on the breath, breathing in and out. You may want to find a place in the breath that is most obvious. This air passing in and out through the nostrils, or the rise and fall of the chest or stomach. And now, Start to scan the body from head to toe. As you inhale, notice any tension the body might be holding. As you exhale, allow tension to loosen by itself. Become aware of the entire body. Get a sense of what the body feels like in this moment. There is no right, no wrong. Our body to be as it is, right here, now. Feeling a sense of spaciousness within the body. Feeling the body inside, from the inside. Now, feel the outline of the body blur and merge into its surroundings, and become aware of the space of consciousness in and around you, where thoughts and feelings arise and disappear. Simply observe your thoughts with total attention, without judging, without justifying. Allow yourself to watch your thoughts like those of a stranger. And if the mind happens to run away, simply bring your attention back to the breath. Allow the thoughts to come and go, like clouds floating in and out of the clear blue sky. There is nothing to keep, change, nothing. Simply observe. The space of awareness as past into the space of being, alert and silent, simple and natural. feeling a sense of spaciousness and peace. So the body. Where to come and go. It simply seeing without eyes, knowing without mind, being without becoming. Feeling the bodies of well-being, aware of sensations and sounds. When we are present, everything feels more intense. Aware around us, and the sense of being alive is stronger than ever. We are at peace with ourselves and the world around us. May all beings know peace. This meditation is now concluded. Right? So we can move on to